We'll guide you through how to stream on YouTube with OBS.
All right, guys. Yellow, yellow. You guys hear me? All right. I believe we are live. Just waiting to start a draft right now. If you guys can see on the screen, we got a drafters. It's a best ball championship, $10 buy-in. Believe it's 10 grand for first. I'll check on that. Let me just get organized here. I apologize. This started a little quicker than I expected. This is day 2 of our live drafts. Let me just mute that. All right, we are in the 5 spot. Mute the phone over here so we're not. All right, what are we looking at? Gotta go with JJ, right? All right, let's go with little JJ. So let me just pop this up over here. So biggest difference between drafters and where we were yesterday in the FFPC is we're looking at 3 receivers start in the drafters format. Let me just pull it up so I can give you guys exactly the details. So thanks for joining. If you're watching this live, appreciate it. Jump in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. I actually think I figured out how to add the chat to the or throw in comments anyways on the screen whenever you guys are in the chat. So definitely welcome that. Don't be shy. Any questions, any comments? You like the draft, you don't like it, I want to hear about it. So we're looking at $25,000 for first. Pretty top heavy. $1,250 for second. $7,500 for third, and then it goes down from there. Anything above 10th is $1,000 or more. So start 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, tight end, and a flex. It's not a tight end premium. PPR, believe PPR. Let me just go back and make sure I got that correct. Receiving. Yeah, there we go. PPR. All right. So these are pretty fun. Usually smaller buy-ins. Let me get my right eyes here. Again, rushing to the desk when I saw the buzz on my phone that this was starting. So you guys can see the pretty yellow. I guess on this side it's gold with the receivers, and you're going to see the receivers go a lot quicker. So what I like to do is I'll actually use the, again, Fantasy Mojo. I like to use the FFPC draft board, but for the never too early, the 125 buy-in. And then just, you know, you got to consider the tight ends are not necessarily going as early, and then the receivers are usually going quicker is basically what I'm trying to say here. So let me just, almost on the clock here. So let me just address my pick first. I'm going to have to mute this thing too, because you guys are going to be hearing some beeping. Mute tab. There we go. All right. I'm going to start it off with Trey McBride. Jefferson, McBride. I don't mind going FFPC. I'm not usually early tight end. Yesterday I did because I had Allen from the 1 spot in a super flex, never too early. And then ended up with Kincaid just because he was kind of next in the queue in the tight ends, and tight end premium. I don't mind stacking, especially in a super flex. If I can stack my number 1 quarterback in a tournament, a guy who people had big expectations for in 2024 and didn't necessarily perform, I don't hate it. I mentioned yesterday that, you know, and go check it out, by the way, if you haven't checked out yesterday's stream. It was my first one. If you, yeah. So hopefully the visuals are filling up your screen. I noticed yesterday I went back and just looked to make sure everything visually looked okay. And I noticed my picture wasn't filling up my TV. So hopefully that's been fixed. If it's not, comment. Again, if you're rewatching this later, comment in the comments. If you're watching right now, in the chat would be huge help. All right, so let me see what we got here. All right, so we got JJ, Trey McBride in the second, and then Marvin Harrison. Another guy where people had big expectations, I think, as a rookie, just because of where he was going, how high he was drafted. And I guess, you know, didn't necessarily live up to the expectation, I guess you could say, especially with guys like Neighbors, McConkey, Worthy, and what they were able to give you. Worthy more towards the end, but I think people had bigger expectations for Harrison, just like McBride, or not McBride, who's I just talking about? Kincaid. So in similar fashion, I think Harrison will have a nice little jump this year, and hopefully they focus the offense more around him. Kyler can get him the ball. They can build on their rapport, hopefully this offseason, but I do think he's a guy that jumps up in production this year versus what he showed us as a rookie. Let me just see what that looked like exactly here. Appreciate that. Pity 83. Appreciate. Let me see if I can. Let me take off. It's still not showing up, is it? I'm trying to get your comment to show up on the screen, but I'm not seeing it for some reason. All right, I'll have to work on that for the next one. Actually, let me see if I can play around with it. AV is good. Best ball on call. What's up, buddy? I looked you up yesterday, actually. Not gonna lie. We should probably hook up. I'll maybe DM me and get in my DMs on the old X machine. We should definitely connect. I appreciate you joining again today, and it was nice to have you in the chat yesterday. So I'm still figuring out this OBS that I'm using. I was was it StreamYards or YardStream? I always got it wrong. I think it's StreamYards that I was using before, but I'm liking this software. I haven't figured it out yet. So I thought I had the chat figured out. Let me see here. If I click on you, see, it's still not showing up. All right, we'll have to figure that out. Appreciate you guys joining. Let me know how you're feeling about the draft so far. Do you guys draft on Drafters? I don't mind the platform. I mean, FFPC is always going to be my favorite, but where I am, there's a few platforms I'm not able to draft on. So Drafters is one somebody had recommended, I think, a few years ago. And yeah, I mean, decent platform. All right, let's see what we got here. Interrupt the yapping, make a pick. What do we start with? All right, I'm gonna go Devontae Smith here as a wide receiver 3. I kind of like it. I mean, if AJ Brown does move on, I don't know that he does, but if he does, that's huge for Smith. He becomes, that number one receiving target in that offense. And even if he doesn't, I mean, it's pretty decent last year. All right, let me go back. I was looking up some info. Where are we here? Oh, dude, yeah, I'm learning OBS right now. So any questions you have, let me know if I can help you. I'll help you out. I've been doing the deep dive on the YouTube videos on the, how to. So I think I've got like I set up the screen the way it is. Like I said, the things I'm working on now is so that I can get your comments on the screen when I want to. All right, let me just pay attention here. I don't want to get auto picked like I did yesterday in the draft. All right, I am going to go. So we got 3 receivers. This is a running back I don't mind as an RB1 if I don't go RB early, is Ken Walker. I know last year you saw Charbs blow up for a few games. Oh, here we go. All right, let me go look at Harrison because I was going to pull that up. See exactly where he finished last year. So he gave you wide receiver 39, which, not great considering where he was going. If you look at his game logs, finished off pretty strong, had a couple couple double-digit games anyways. Wide receiver 18 in week 18, and then with 17 points. And then wide receiver 29 in week 17. So apart from that, he had a couple. Well, you know what? He had a couple decent games. Like he had week 8 against Miami, wide receiver 4. Week 2, 29 points. People, anyone who drafted him was probably like, "Yes, guy, nailed it." And then, yeah, you know what? He wasn't as bad as I thought he was. I had him on a couple dynasties, so that's kind of why I was saying. All right, let me make sure I adjust this screen so you guys can stay on top of the draft board. All right, so we looked up Harrison. What was the other guy I wanted to look up? Was Walker. I know he was injured quite a bit last year, and Charbs was actually, especially for the 0 RB guys and the anchor RB. I'm more of an anchor RB guy. Yeah, so Walker was RB12 last year, RB20 the year before, and RB16 his first year. So again, he played 11 games last year, which is decent. Rushing yards, not the best. Obviously. Target share, not bad. Oh, we are on the clock. And we are going to go. Am I going to take him again? I got to take him again. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm a sucker. I like Judkins as an RB2. So round 6. Let me see if I can move this down. Might be better. There we go. Yeah, agreed. Best Ball says Marv has a JSN year 2. That would pay off. Agreed. And that's kind of what I see, right? I mean, every rookie adapts to the NFL differently. And with McBride there, I mean, Kyler clearly leans on him. So you got to think that Marvin becomes more part of this offense this year. And I mean, as I was going through his game log, he gave you those pretty decent spike weeks considering. So again, can't give up on. I know we're quick to give up on these rookies, especially the ones with high draft capital. This time I made sure my coffee was hot today. I made it right before. That's why I came in scrambling, because I was making my coffee while this thing was filling up. All right, on the clock. So I got a couple ways I could go here. I think I'm going to keep the receivers going. There's a rookie I could grab here, but I am going to go with Jacoby Myers. I really like Jacoby Myers. If you guys follow me on TikTok at all, if you don't, go check it out. I do one video a day. Still figuring them out, but I've been doing, I think I'm at like 27 or 28 now. I've done straight. Did a whole video on Jacoby Myers. I mean, the value this guy offers every year is awesome. And you got to think that quarterback situation improves. What do you have? Minshew last year, O'Connell, and what was the other one he had? Garoppolo, wasn't it? No. Was it Garoppolo that he had? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I have a feeling it was Garoppolo. Maybe I'm wrong. No, Garoppolo was in LA. What am I thinking about here? Let me look this up because now I'm talking out of my ass again. Raiders QBs 2024. Ritter. That's what I was thinking. Desmond Ritter. So Aiden O'Connell, Minshew, and Ritter were his quarterbacks. And considering Jacoby, wide receiver 20 last year, 24 the year prior. Gave you 1,000 yards last year, 87 receptions, 129 targets. I mean, you got to think there. I mean, you keep seeing that, they're picking a receiver high based on all these mock drafts that we're seeing. But, yeah, like wide receiver 12 in receptions. Just like a solid wide receiver 2 that you're getting as a wide receiver 4 or 5, depending on your build. So we're going to keep the stack alive. Kyler Murray just falls to us there for the McBride-Harrison stackage. So a little Arizona stack. I don't mind that. I don't think I've drafted Kyler this year yet. So we've been drafting for a while now. So I like getting him in a stack with his 2 biggest targets, of course. So far we've got Walker and Judkins in the backfield. We've got McBride with Kyler and Harrison, and then JJ. I mean, JJ, I can't resist, man. Anytime I can get Jefferson on my team, I'm going to grab him. Devontae and Jacoby Myers as receivers. So let me know what you guys think so far. Raiders had a best ball QB room. Jacoby did good for that. I don't know about repeat if they add. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. They leaned on him last year, but if you look at, all right, let me go back. I'm on the clock here. I'm going to go. I wanted to grab this guy yesterday, and I didn't. Do I grab him? Yeah, there's 2 guys I like here. I like Etienne and I like Harris. This tier of running backs is like my favorite to hit on. I don't even mind Charbs. If I don't have Walker, I don't mind Charbs as like my RB 3 or 4. Prefer him as my 4. Or later, depth-wise. But Najee Harris, I mean, you got to think wherever he signs, he becomes... It's hard to say workhorse, especially with the amount of running backs coming in the league and just the way the league works these days. There aren't too many of them. But at this price, round 9, I think there's a good chance he'll pay off at least his ADP, if not outperform it. So... Yeah, no, I agree. Best ball. I agree that it's really bugging me that I can't get this. Let me figure this out here. Where's the chat? Oh, that's why. All right. Let me see if I can do this on the fly here. What was it again? This, I think. Chat. There. Oh, it already exists. Okay, so add existing. Oh, I think I got it. Where can I put it? Let me just play around with it here just so it's not blocking. There we go. All right, I think I got it, guys. So there we go. Look at that. There we go. Okay, I got to play around with it. So excuse my, see, I'll be able to help you after, there we go. How's that? There we go. All right. All right, let me come back to that. We're going to be on the clock soon. So we've got three running backs, a quarterback, tight end. Let's see what we got here. I am not a handcuff guy. Diggs. Oh, I'm going to go with some Trey Harris here. All right. I'm going to add Trey Harris as my wide receiver 5. I didn't take the rookie earlier when I took Jacoby. So got to add those rookies in there, get that upside. I don't like leaning on the rookies, but I definitely like to sprinkle them into my builds, especially in these tournaments, this time of year, especially, right? So a lot of these guys might drop in value depending on their landing spots in the NFL draft. A lot of them could spike and increase. All right, so yeah, there we go. See, all right, we figured it out. We got the chat going. Mission accomplished for the day. So another thing I can help you out with when you get on OBS. I don't know what you're using now, Best Ball, but I just found, not to hate on anyone or any software, because I use StreamYard for years, for a long time. Just the cost just became insane. All right, let me just see what I have here. Options. Ooh, that would have been, yeah, could have stacked that if I had taken the other choice. All right. Oh, no way. Look at that. 2 days in a row with the auto pick. Horrible. Apologies, guys. Horrible. That's what happens when you're streaming, trying to fix your logistics. Baby steps. That's right. Baby steps. Don't love Swift, not going to lie. See, this is where I need to star guys. Like it's kind of like your cue. Lesson learned. See, yesterday I thought I learned my lesson, and clearly I didn't. But you know what? At least it's not like my RB 2 or 3. So Chicago probably brings in a rookie running back. Who knows what happens, right? So maybe they figure out how to get a little committee going. So Swift, as long as we get a few spike weeks from Swift, we're fine. I just really don't like that pick there. What I was thinking is if I had grabbed Trevor Etienne instead of Harris, I could have brought in Trevor Lawrence as my QB2, played a 2 QB build, had a nice little stack going, but again, the clock just ran out on me there. So that's fine though. Like I said yesterday, we got timed out. What was it? Jake Ferguson, tight end premium was the auto pick, and that one was nasty. I just, with the depth at tight end and those tight end premiums, it just not something I was looking to do on my roster. But you know what? We adapt here. It's not a big deal. As the RB4, that's fine. If we can get those spike weeks, Chicago's definitely working on that offensive line. So whoever is going to be running the rock or playing that backfield is definitely going to score points as long as these guys improve with Ben Johnson there now. So not a guy I'm targeting, but I don't mind sprinkling guys in here and there. So that'll be my DeAndre Swift for now. Yeah, so Best Ball nailed it. If you guys do any streaming or you're thinking about it, StreamYard is great because, oh, see, look at this. I'm going to get autoed again. Let me just make my pick here. Put it just in case in there. Oh, definitely going Tillman. Yesterday I missed out on Tillman because Mason sniped me on the Tillman. And actually, one thing yesterday is my thumbnail was all about the Jags tight ends, and I didn't even get to talk about them because it was my first stream and I was so scrambling the whole time. And I'm glad I got Tillman because today's thumbnail, sure enough, it's Tillman time. And it's definitely Tillman time. As much as, you know, people are poo-pooing on Cleveland and they're in a shitty spot with Watson there and everything about that offense or about that team, that franchise with the Watson situation and just the age of the players, contracts, you know, they're not in a good spot, let's face it. But if they could get the right quarterback to come in, I don't know that they re-sign Winston or that they bring him back as a starter, but even if they bring in Shador, or I think if they can get a decent guy at quarterback, I feel like they've got some players there that can definitely play. I love Njoku. All right, let me see here. I don't want to get... Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there it is. We've got... Okay, this is easy. We're going to go McCarthy here. We do have Jefferson. Build on that stack. But yeah, I do think Cleveland has some pieces that can pop this year. And you got to think like receivers, if that team is behind in games and they're not that great and they're going to be chucking the ball a lot. Tillman looked awesome last year when he finally got to start. Unfortunately, concussions came in, and I think they kind of shut him down for the year just because they weren't playing for much. But nice, guys, go check out Best Ball on Call. Right? Is that your that's your YouTube channel? I think, right? I believe it is. We'll wait for him to answer, but go check him out. If you're into best ball, you're watching these streams, you're going to definitely enjoy his streams. But yeah, that was the thing with StreamYard. Great software, and it's kind of a plug and play. Like if you don't know anything about, you know, you don't want to play around with customization and learning how to add the chats and all this stuff that I'm dealing with right now. It's great because, you know, you pay the sub and you're ready to go. Whereas OBS, you're literally starting with scratch. You gotta do everything. So I actually really enjoy it. I've learned a lot. It's I just gotta get to the point where I've got it all figured out. Let me just see where we're at here. What do we have? 3. Oh, there we go. 2. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to go... Oh. I'm going to reach for a rookie here. I like Aymanor. Again, this is start 3 receivers, so... And I do like Amari Cooper a lot. I grabbed him yesterday in the best ball we did. But... Again, I like to sprinkle in a couple rookies in my receiving room. So Harris and Aymanor are 2 guys I like. Nice. Yeah, guys, go check out Best Ball on Call YouTube channel. And I believe also that's your ex. So there you go. If we can help you out. Maybe you and I can tag team. Maybe we'll get on each other's stream and do some drafting. That'd be fun. I think you do Underdog. I'm because I'm in Canada, I'm near Toronto. I'm not allowed to be on the dog. So I was actually talking to yesterday, Dan Williamson, Overhyped Sleeper. Go check him out. No E on the R on the X. He's a best ball guy, high stakes guy. But yeah, I might have to when I go across the border maybe register for some stuff. So I'm going to do something here. Wait a minute. Oh. I'm going to go Giddens here. If I didn't mess up that Swift pick and had maybe more of a reliable running back 4 there, I probably would have taken my QB2 or QB3, sorry. And the only reason I'm thinking QB3 is we don't know when JJ McCarthy's back, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, so I know in the States it keeps changing, right? Depending on the state you're in, which platforms. It's so dumb, man, that they treat. It's like you can gamble anywhere, but you can't play, you can't play best ball. Like, how stupid is that? But whatever. That's what happens when you got people who don't know what's going on that are running the show, right? So I actually like this build so far. Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy, quarterback, Ken Walker, Judkins, Najee Swift, and Giddens in the backfield. We've got JJ Jefferson, Harrison, Devontae Smith, Jacoby, Trey Harris, Cedric Tillman, and Ayamanor on as receivers. And then we got Trey McBride for that Arizona stack at tight end. You guys see okay? Yeah, we're good. All right. Jamie, what's up? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, so I'll be doing at least 2 or 3 of these a week. Most of them will be FFPC. We'll sprinkle in some drafters, but I'm going to get on as much as I can now that I'm jobless. And yeah, join me as much as you can, guys. I appreciate you guys being in here, dropping the chat, keeping the chat live, keeping me busy, keeping me company, I mean. All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh. I'm a sucker for these rookies. I got rookie fever now, guys. It's really hard, it gets hard to. I'm gonna go with Royals here, especially tournaments, man. I like trying to hit home runs, in those later rounds. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, let me know in the comments, even if you watch this later, guys, and we're not live, let me know in the comments what you like, don't like. I'm all for criticism. I don't mind it. We only get better, right? Haha, it's the rookie party of the draft. There it is. Totally is. I just think before the NFL draft, I know we just had the combine and then there was like a bit of a spike there, but I feel like people are still getting to know these rookies. Yeah, great question. Royal looked really good at the combine. Higgins is a big guy, right? He's kind of that big receiver. I don't know. I like both of them. Like for me, it's all going to depend on landing spot, right? All right, let me just. Who do we have here? I'm not a Schultz guy. I don't mind Sanders. I'm going to go Okonkwo. Yeah, I'm going to take Okonkwo. He really popped. I'll tell you why in a second. Let me put that back before I spill this coffee all over my keyboard. Finished tight end 28, but if I remember correctly, end of the year, he had some big games. Like he had a top 10, 3 top 10s from week 12 to week 17 till week 16. Tight end 10, tight end 6, tight end 2. Again, you're just looking for spike weeks, right? Like most of my weeks are going to be McBride. You're hoping at this point with this build. Hold on, let me, you guys, there we go. Let you see more of that draft board. Noel is another one. Yeah, Noel and Royal are the two guys that popped, especially at the Senior Bowl. Nice. Oh, we got another guy, Jamie. Jamie, what's your channel? Let the people know. Share the love. All right, we're almost on the clock here. What am I needing here? There, that's a little better. Sorry, I don't want to make you guys dizzy. I just want to be able to see my screen here. So we got five running backs, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, 7 or 8 receivers. All right. I was gonna either take Martinez or Brooks there. Taj Brooks just seems like one of those guys that the NFL is gonna like the coaches are gonna like, just because of his blocking. So I'm good now at running back with 6. What are we, round 18? So we got 2 more picks. Yeah, I'm with you, Best Ball. So what I was gonna say about Chig, the reason I want to sprinkle some Chig in is he had some good spike weeks at the back end of last year, and actually I'm looking even week 1. I mean he only gave you 9.5 points, but it says tight end 6. Tight ends were pretty brutal last year overall, but which is why I have McBride. But anytime a rookie comes in at quarterback, which there is that possibility with Tennessee. I mean, look, they might bring in like a Cousins or one of those type of moves, or Darnold. I don't know about Darnold. I haven't heard that. But they either bring in a bridge guy or they bring in a rookie. And if they bring in a rookie, I mean, historically, rookies will lean on the tight end, and that's kind of why I like. That's kind of why I like grabbing some. Oh. There's a couple tight ends I like here. Not rookies. I think I have a lot of Sanat already. I'm going to grab AJ Barner. Yeah, I just think Barner and Sanat are 2 tight ends I really like. I mean, Juwan Johnson can land in a good spot. We saw Disley last year, but I really think Disley was kind of, we talked about it with Jacoby, but I really think Disley was just a product of the situation. There was McConkey there. You had J.K. Dobbins in the backfield, and you basically had Disley as a tight end. But you got to think they bring someone else in for Herbert, right? Fantasy 6-pack. There we go. All right, guys, make sure you go check out Jamie's channel. Nice, there you go. Wednesdays at 9:30 Eastern. RPO Fantasy Show on YouTube. There you go. So go check out Jamie's stuff. Go check out Best Ball on Call. Yeah, we used to do the GOAT District. We used to do a lot of Dynasty stuff. And just decided to bring it back as oh, there you go. Look at that. Best ball subbing. There we go. We got friends making friend connections in here. Beautiful. That's what the community is for, right? We got to support each other. All right. We're going to be on the clock soon. I probably need, let me see if there's anything I like. Oh, here's another sucker rookie that I'm a sucker for. Ty Felton, my last pick. There we go. So there's the team. I don't know if you guys can see it. So we've got Kyler, JJ. We only ended up with two quarterbacks. I actually wanted a third one, but again, streaming and heads all over the place, so kind of got distracted. I don't hate it because if JJ does come back early enough and he is the starter and they don't bring back Darnold and yada, 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 it's not a bad build. But to be honest with JJM, I would prefer to have a third quarterback. I probably should have added one instead of my last running back. Should have went quarterback. So that's probably the thing I changed the most. I like my receivers: JJ, Harrison, Smith, Jacoby, Trey Harris, Tillman, Ayamanor, Royals, and Felton. And then McBride, Okonkwo, and AJ Barner. AJ Barner, he's like a serious sleeper tight end wise, especially with Metcalf probably gone and Lockett gone. You know, other than JSN, there's not much more there in the running back. So, and Fant is Fant. Who knows if this is the year that maybe they lean on him a bit more, or he finally produces, but he might not even be there next year, right? So, all right, guys, appreciate you guys joining in. Check out the RPO show. Check out Best Ball on Call. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, Draft Room Baller, so that you don't miss a stream. Like I said, I'll keep popping up, do these live streams as much as I can. Whenever I can schedule them ahead of time, I will. But right now, just this time of year, the sit and goes seem to go more frequently, and they're just a little easier to jump into. So make sure you check out my TikTok. If you're into best ball, I drop at least a video a day, all best ball related, best ball drafts. So check that out for sure. Smash the like, and thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. Check you later.